All right, good morning and welcome to the How Can I Support My Child series. We deeply apologize for starting late today. It was beyond our control and we are sorry. I'm sure you almost thought we're not going to come live today. As a matter of fact, we almost canceled, but then again, we thought if we can now, why don't we just go ahead, and do what we have to do? We're sorry about this. If you're watching right now, we apologize. If you're catching the replay, thank you for joining. Yes, so thank you for joining the How Can I Support My Child series. It is that series where we talk about parenting our young children and preteen, and the conversation is usually us trying to answer a question that a parent or parents have asked us at different points, on how we can support or how they can support their children better, or how they can become even more effective at their parenting. And today we are rounding up the topic we started yesterday. How can I raise my young children and preteens who are not easily influenced by their peers and by societal influence? We must agree that there is a lot of influence in the society. There are a lot of negative influence all around us that are constantly tugging at our little ones. Pressure from their friends, pressure from pop culture, pressure from the society. We talked about all of this yesterday, and so in the part one, and so I'm not going to go there today. I'm just going to jump right into the conversation for today. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into the conversation for today so that we can use our time judiciously and not have to drag the time beyond the necessary period, because we already started slightly late. All right, so let's jump right into it. As a parent, your greatest role is to guide your child to discover their inner strength. Yes, teaching them that the courage to stand alone is the foundation to being is a foundation they need to stand with others and to stand tall. When our children understand that before you can stand with anybody else, before you can stand with anyone else, supporting anyone else, collaborating, partnering, okay, or championing a cause, you must know who you are, you must understand who you are, and you must learn how to stand alone first. You must learn how to stand tall, believing in yourself, believing in your self worth, and all of that. When our children know who they are, when our children know what they believe in, and when our children have a set of core values, goals, and convictions that propels them, then it becomes difficult for them to be easily swayed. It becomes difficult for them to want to be like the crowd. It becomes difficult for them to leave themselves just to take on other people. All right, these are the challenges that we have, especially in this generation, where children constantly are under constant pressure to be like the next person, under constant pressure to be like the next celebrity, always under pressure to do the things that everybody else is doing. If our children do not have a mind of their own, if our children do not understand who they are, and if they do not understand that their journeys are different from that of others, then we will find them on a constant roller coaster trying to be like everyone else. All right, so let's jump into. I'm going to be sharing a number of things with you, right, that we want to start looking at as parents, what we should look at, what conversations we should start with our children today. If this is what, I mean, if we want to raise children who can navigate on their own, we want to raise children who are sure, who are confident, right, in their own skin. We want to raise children who are not easily influenced. Already we talked about why your child, why your child could be a candidate, right, for easy, swaying and influenced by society and their peers. Yesterday we talked about this, what you as a parent could have done to that child, or should have done that you didn't do to that child that puts the child at the risk of being easily, swayed by others or easily influenced by other people, especially negatively. So I'm not going to talk about that. If you would like to know about that, you just go and catch the first part of this episode. Okay, it was had yesterday. We had this yesterday, so you can check for the first part of this episode on YouTube. You can check for the first part of this episode on Facebook and even on Instagram, and you will have the full gist right there. All right, did I introduce myself? I said my name is Maribai Chima. All right, if I haven't said that, my name is Maribai Chima, and I am the founder of the Parenting Through Mentorship Academy and PTM Resources. I'm also the proud matron of the Mastermind Circle, yes, a mentorship and accountability group, and of course, pair accountability group that we run for children and young people, because we want to raise children who are confident. We want to raise children who are not easily swayed. We want to raise children who are the treasurers. Yes, the children who are so equipped, so resourceful, so productive, and so confident and bold also, that they become the ones that are now examples to their friends and the people in their circles, in their communities, in their classrooms, and everywhere they go, that they shine their light as they've been called to do, okay, such that they become the ones that are influencing other children. So they become the pressure. So yes, how about positive peer pressure, okay, and not negative peer pressure? So this is what we do with the children in the Mastermind Circle. We help them become self-aware, so that they can understand the strength that they have within. All right, so they can understand the strength that they have within, and they can harness that strength to be a blessing to themselves and a blessing to those around them and to their community and the society at large. This is what we do. So it is safe to say, if you have 6 to 13-year-olds, okay, and just 14, okay, so we graduate the children after they turn 14, at the end of the cohort when they turn 14. So yes, if you have a child who has just turned 14, the child can also join us, and then at the end of this cohort we'll graduate the child, all right, so that the child can go into the bigger world and into bigger things where they can be resourceful and productive and begin to impact the world. We brag that we raise, young children and preteens into teenagers who are resourceful. We brag about this, yes. We raise them into resourceful teenagers who step into the world and begin to impact, as they step in. All right, so let's jump right in. You have on your screen in a few minutes, okay, before we go off this you have on your screen in a few minutes the details, that you need if you would like your child to be a part of the Mastermind Circle. It will be scrolling on your screen the whole time, so that you can take a screenshot of it and then, of course, reach out to the team and have your child become a part of this vibrant and resourceful community. All right. So, yes, what are the things that we have to start doing today if we want our children to be so equipped, all right, to be so equipped that they do not easily sway for every hanging fish? They do not easily sway for every pressure that comes from their peers or from society. All right. Number one is their you want to preserve their innocence for as long as possible. You want to try as a parent to preserve your child's innocence for as long as possible. We have heard parents, when we want to argue these things, a lot of times what you see is when parents cannot wrap their head around something that you are asking, or something that is fundamental to protecting the children, or around something that is a principle. When we can't wrap our head around it because we don't even know that we can do it, or we are already not doing it, or we cannot even imagine not doing some of those things, okay, what we do is we begin to argue. We begin to argue how it is impossible or how no one can do it. Hello, ma. Hello, sir. There is nothing that you hear that some of us talk about that we're not practicalizing. There is nothing that you put your mind to that you cannot do. What you should be asking yourself is, this thing that I am doing or not doing, is it serving my child? Is it truly serving my child? Or it is my ego or my trauma that I am serving? Because sometimes we think we want the good of our children, but when we look down, we look closer, we will see that it is our own ego that we're trying to serve. We are trying to look a certain way, and so we use our children as is it tools? I don't know. We use our children basically, right, to make us feel, great about ourselves. We use our children, right, as our bragging rights. So it could be that. Sometimes it's actually our trauma. We're actually using our children to resolve our trauma, or using our children to feel good about something that has made us feel really bad in the past. For example, you came from, a background where you struggled, for the most part of your life, a background where people didn't think that you would, amount to anything. A background where certain people said to you, nothing will come out. Can anything come out of Nazareth? Where people have said that directly to you or indirectly. All right. And so you spend your entire life proving to these people and using your children as part of the things that you used to prove to these people. In many cases, probably people in your family, you come from a polygamous home where you have extended, brothers and sisters and stepmother, stepfather, and all of that, and they have, all in the past looked at you like someone that nothing will come out of, or in the past have even said that much to you. And so what do? 20, 30 years later, here you are. Of course, your life didn't turn out the way they said it would. And so you realize you have been under pressure from the beginning. Oh my goodness. You have been under pressure from the beginning. Sorry about this. Just give me a second. I think we're in the wrong place. Sorry about this. I'm so sorry about this. I am so sorry. Sorry that I had to keep you on Facebook. Sorry about this. All right, if you're on Instagram, you're just joining me on Instagram on this show. Welcome to the How Can I Support My Child series. Sorry, we found out that the team had put me in the wrong location, and we were streaming on the wrong platform on Instagram. I'm sorry about this, that you had to be a part of this. Sorry about this, sorry that I didn't even realize that I was still muted. Welcome, and welcome back to the session where we are talking about the second part of how can I raise preteens and young children who are not easily influenced by their peers and by the society. So let's move on with what we are talking about. All right. So as I was saying, all right, if you're joining me on Instagram, welcome. All right. So as I was saying earlier on, right, if so as parents, if we are not sincere about why we do the things that we do, right? Because we are trying to use our children to serve our ego, or we're trying to use our children to fulfill some trauma that we had growing up, right? To prove a point to ourselves, to prove a point to people. Oh, they said your husband shouldn't marry the wife shouldn't marry the husband. Oh, then eventually we got married. Okay, see how far we've come. And you are constantly trying to prove to people that, oh, we turned out right. I mean, after everything you said, see how good we're doing together and all of that. You will weary yourself and you will weary your children, and you will end up making a mess of the children, because children are not for sure. All right, so we need to heal ourselves and, be truthful to ourselves and face the things that are important, and don't bother with trying to prove any point to anyone. That's the best way to raise children. And as a matter of fact, that's the best way to live your life, where you have nothing to prove to nobody. All right. So, yes. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to deal with that. Okay. Be true to yourself and be sure that, you are not doing anything, right? Or you're raising children who you are not raising in a certain way because you want to prove anything to anybody. All right, you need to be true to to that. All right, then the next thing you want to look at is you need to stay true to your values and to your beliefs. You need to stay true to your values and to your beliefs, and you need to ensure that your children understand that they need to stay true to their values and to their beliefs. Now, when you stay true to your values and beliefs, it means that no matter what another person thinks, or no matter what your peers, your friends, your peers or society says, no matter what your peers or society says, what is happening is you will stick to what your beliefs, okay, or your convictions are on a matter. So if already your children have a set of values that they know, that you have rehearsed over and over with them, and has become a constant in your conversation in your family. It means that your children will know that this is what you stand for as a family. Your children will hold on to this as what it is that you stand for as a family. And so, whether or not it doesn't go down well with anybody, they are fine, because they know, right? They know what they stand for as a family. Number two, we're going to make this really very fast. Number two is your children need to be aware of themselves. Your children, did I start with that at the beginning? No, your children need to be aware of themselves. Now, how is your child aware of themselves? Your child is aware of themselves by knowing who they are. So take time to help your children. Take time to understand your children, first of all, dear parents, and then help your children understand themselves. Let them understand what they are about, understand what they love, understand what they enjoy doing, understand how they love to be, understand who they are and put a premium on themselves, basically, how they should be treated, how they should be loved. When they understand all of this about themselves, then the premium that your children have put on themselves will make them decide whether they should reduce who they are to take on another person or not. When your children have put a certain premium on themselves, then your children do not reduce themselves just so that they can be like other people, or so that they can conform to any societal pressure at any point or the other. For instance, I would say, let me give you an example. If you've raised your girl child and even your boy child to understand that there is a premium on you, on your body, basically, and then that this body belongs to you, and this body is where God dwells. You have put a premium on their body so that they know that your body is not a tool that you serve to anybody at all to prove any point or for anyone to accept you. That they know that there is a premium on this body, because this body is the casing that cases your soul. This body is everything that you have. The day this body depletes, or the day that this body ends, is that you exist no more. So your body cannot be so cheap that you price it on the table to anyone or for anyone for any reason, simply because you need someone to show you love, affection, or someone to accept you. So when your children put that amount of premium on their bodies, then they can't be in a gathering where everybody else is saying, I do this, I do that with my body, right? Or anyone is laughing at them for their choices, or laughing at them for, when they get to university. I'm talking because your children are preteens now. Very soon they will be teenagers. And depending on the tribe that they have, or the people that they hang around, they will start hearing all kinds of things. We have heard, we all went to university, we all went to school, we all have friends, we know of how 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds are already talking, sexual matters, and how daring some people have gone, and all of that, just because they think they can. Now you are in that place, and you are in that place, and you know what your body is, and you know the tag that you have placed on your body. Now, if your child knows this, there is nothing any of these people will tell them about being adventurers. There's nothing they can say to them about being experienced at anything. Your child already knows that there's no trophy for these things. Your child already knows that there is a time, right? Your child already knows that there is a season, that there is a time, and there is that ultimate prize, right? That comes with you finally meeting the person that God has chosen for you. And then at this point, it becomes okay. Your beliefs may be different. I am talking from my end, right? So this is not to tell you how to choose your values at this point. But basically, for those who are on this table, I'm saying there is a way to help your children understand how to put a premium on themselves, okay, and put a premium on their body. So if you have put a premium on your body, then it means that it doesn't matter what your peers are saying, that body is not going to be served anywhere, right? That body is not going to be reduced to a mere commodity, or a mere, whatever, a tool that should be used for people to pay attention, or to give you, to be attracted to you, or anything like that, if you know what I'm talking about. So basically, it's a premium that you help your children put on themselves by understanding, or becoming aware of who they are. Really, when they are aware of who they are, when they are aware of what they are about, right, then you can teach them how to put a premium. All right. You cannot teach them how to put a premium on themselves. I remember back then I'd heard once ago, it was Kim Kardashian at the time. All right. So I will use examples, not necessarily because, the total, person is the example. It's an example of what it is I'm talking about. I remember back then I'd heard Kim Kardashian had said she's not putting no tattoo on her body, because as far as she's concerned, that her body is like a Bentley. Why is she going to go put a sticker on a Bentley? So my body is so premium that I cannot come writing crap on it, basically. So that's someone putting a premium on her body. So we can teach our children to put a premium that way on themselves, put a premium on their bodies. So when you put a premium on your body, that's how you teach your children about having 10 piercing your stomach, your butt, your leg, your eye, your everywhere. It's not to go there and be telling them the Bible did not say, or the Bible say, or it's good or it's bad. No, the conversation is not good or bad anymore. The conversation is what is stupid or foolish, as my coach would say, what is foolish and what is wisdom, and what premium anyway have you placed on yourself. Teach your children, begin to sell premium to your children as early as possible. Begin to sell tagging themselves as early as possible. A good way to start it, if you've been following me, you've heard me say that many times. A good way to start it, or to make your young children understand it, is take them to a store and let them go through the aisle, and let them pick the items on the aisle and look at the price on them. Let them pick a pack of Kellogg's and look at the price on them. Or look at it, and you probably see like 6,000, right? Good, put it there. Let's go. Take them to a night where there's nice NASCO conflicts. Let them pick it and look at it. How much is this? 1,500 or whatever. Put it down. Take them somewhere to something that is cheaper. What is it? Okay, what is it? That's it. And then tell them, take the three of them, take them to the counter. When you get there, see if you are going to start pricing this with the cashier. Are you going to? No, it's simple. If you can't buy the 6,000, then take the 3,000. If you can't buy the 3,000 one, take the one that's 1,000. And if you can't afford the three of them, take them gently and go stack them back where they belong. Because what it means is you can't afford it, because you can't afford the premium that has been put, the price tag that has been put on that pack, or on that product. So simple. Let your children know you can tag yourself that way as premium. So people will come around you. People will come to your life. People who are around you, when they come, and they cannot take who you are, it simply means that they cannot afford the premium that you are. So no, you are not going to take off your Kellogg price and put your another product on it just so that someone will want to eat Kellogg's. If the person doesn't want to eat Kellogg's cornflakes, I beg, go and drop it and go and pick the one that you can afford. Do you understand? Teach your children about pricing themselves like that. That is one of the biggest way that you can boost their confidence, boost their self-esteem, and help them understand their self-worth. When they know this, then they know that I do not need to step down for anyone to accept me. I will find my kind. My kind will find me. My tribe will find me. I will find my tribe. I was having a conversation with our son yesterday. In fact, I'm even sitting down here waiting for him to come back today so that I would actually apologize to him, right, for a part of that conversation. We're talking, on our way from school first. That's where the conversation started before it ended up we at home, right? And we're talking about friends, and people that he hangs out with and people that he talks to and all of that. And at some point, he was going like, really, I really do not have too many people that I hang out with and all of that. And I'm like, oh, but you're supposed to be socializing. We're social beings. We're supposed to be meeting people. And it's like, he turned and he's like, I don't have a problem with socializing. I socialize with people. A lot of people are, I'm acquaintances with a lot of people. There's nobody I can talk to if I want to talk to them. But I actually would not spend more than necessary time with certain people, whether you want them, whether you know them or you don't know them or whatever it is. I won't spend certain time with them because basically we do not have the same interest, and the things they say do not appeal to me, and probably what I also say or the things that I'm interested in do not appeal to them. So it's as simple as that. At some point I'm like, okay, but then again, you are a leader. You need to know all kinds of people and all of that. And then he got to a point and he said, something, mommy, I will stick to myself or to the people that I can have a conversation with. When I find my tribe, I will connect with them. He said that, and then he went to get his guys. As soon as we parked the car, like he said that, it's like, it's okay, mommy. I will connect with my tribe when I find people who are my tribe, and that. So the truth about it is, if we are not having these conversations, we don't start having these conversations early, our children will spend so much time trying to be other people. They will spend so much of their time confused, trying to make people like them. They will spend so much of their time trying to recalibrate themselves or restructure themselves or to start doing the things that other people do, because they feel now when people see me look the way they look, wear the kind of things that they wear, trend in the connect with the trends that they connect with, then they begin to think that I am woke, and so they want to be with me and talk to me too because now I'm cool like them. I promise you, this is what is going on in the minds of 90+% of our young people. So, dear parents, you need to let your children know. Let them know who they are, first of all, by you accepting who they are. All right. Now, as they grow older, it becomes a bit more difficult to, especially if you're a parent of a melancholic child or a child that has a combination of phlegmatic and melancholy. There's a chance that you will get worried that they are isolating themselves. And because we also know that in the world that we are today, you do not want to raise children who are solitary. You don't want to raise solitary children. It's a world where it is your ability to connect with people. It is your social circle. It is your social connection that will actually propel you or put you in that place, right, where you can throttle from. So we cannot run the race alone. There is nothing like a self-made, anything as a, in the full sense of the word. All right. Everybody needs somebody. So if you have that child that is phlegmatic or melancholic, or there's a combination of those two. It may seem like the child doesn't know how to. Just calm down, do your work, keep doing the work, create opportunities for them to meet people. Okay, but what is important is that your child has got social skills. Not necessary that your child is a social butterfly. Okay, your child doesn't have to be that loud child that can get into every crowd, that is never keeping quiet, that your child, you don't need to turn your melancholic child into your sanguine child simply because you think that they need people. Okay, who is voting Trump here now? Wow, sorry. So you don't have to necessarily do that. I can see a comment, someone saying vote Trump. Like exactly, like what exactly is that? All right. So you don't have to. Do you understand? So know your child, become comfortable with who your child is, pay attention to the fact that they have social skills, because sometimes we mistake these things. Your child having social skills is different from your child being that social butterfly that loves to dance, that loves to sing, that loves to shout, that loves to enter every crowd. No, your child being able to have conversations with all kinds of people, your child being able to engage people in conversations, your child being able to stare people in the eyes, your child being able to use every platform that they have an opportunity to use, your child being able to stand for themselves wherever they find themselves, your child being able to own their voice and use their voice and be heard. These are much more important. Your child being able to step into a place and navigate in that place, your child being able to make conversations and not bury their heads in their phones all the time. These are more important than that child that when they're outside, they are there stuck and filled, engrossed in their phones. And then when they are with their friends, they are the ones who wear the biggest trends. They are the ones who sing all the lyrics in the songs. They are the ones who wear all the trends. They are the ones with 1,000 piercings. They are the ones with, they know all the musicians. And then we are there say, oh, this is the one that is social. The child's got no social skills. The child is just following trends, and the child is just, do you understand? They're two different things altogether. So you need to do that. All right. Now you need to have your children understand empathy. If you want to raise a child who can hold their own thought and cannot be easily swayed, let the child understand the place of empathy. All right. Let them understand the place of empathy and the place of perspective. Let them empathize with other people, put themselves in other people's shoes at all times. All right. But in that, they can also understand that my perspective on an issue can be different from the next person's perspective on that issue. So yes, why they understand empathy, they do not have to agree with everything that the next person agrees. So our children, some of them just go about with mock humility, where they will conform with everything that their friends are, saying is okay. Everything their friends are saying is okay, your children will conform just because they feel I need to be there for my friend. I cannot go against my friend. Okay, you need to, this thing is wrong, but no, you must enter the matter because my friend is in the matter. No, be truthful to yourself. Okay, as much as you empathize with people, know that it's okay to have diverse perspective on an issue. So respectfully stick to your perspective. Okay, but then again, don't do it in a way that insults the next person. Do it in a way that empathizes, okay, or understands the other person's position. All right, basically be able to understand perspective and respect perspective. All right, the next one is honesty and kindness over influence. Let your children understand that at all times you want to be kind, right? You want to be kind, not just be the nice person. Some of our children are so nice that they do not understand the difference between kindness and niceness. They just want to be nice. So you want to be good in front of everybody. You want everybody to like you. You want everybody to agree with you. Now, a lot of times, if you go back and check, these are children who have very low self-esteem. So low self-esteem. So when they come out and someone that they cannot believe that this person can see me. Oh, this person can see me. Oh, this person decided to be my friend. Oh, this person likes me. You realize that all they do is they become so nice to that person. They become so nice to that person, they forget that kindness and niceness are two different things. So the niceness will not entail that you will say yes to everything that they want. You will say no, yes to everything that they ask. You will say yes to everything that they believe. You will say yes. You do not know who you are anymore, because you just want everybody to like you by fire, by force. You will keep quiet where your mouth should open simply because you want to be liked. No, your children should not be slaves to any relationship at all. They should not be slaves to any influence at all, right? They are meant to be kind. Kindness is being supportive. Kindness is not leaving yourself and taking another person's interest, leaving yourself and taking another person's choice, leaving yourself and doing what serves another person that does not serve you. Kindness is actually being supportive to the next person without forgetting yourself. All right, so we're going to stop here right now. Okay, should we go one more? All right, let's go one more. All right, the last one I'm going to be sharing with you is that you have an accountability system and that you allow your child to hold you accountable. We've said this over and over again. We keep saying it over and over again, right? Accountability, accountability, accountability. That's what the mastermind circle is about, holding children accountable. Because when we hold human beings accountable, when we hold children accountable, then they know that there is someone that they have to go back and report to. Don't let your children go and have friends that they know that what entails what they do in that friendship is absolutely their choice, and everything is what they decide they want to do. They are not accountable to you, they are not accountable to a system, nothing. So they build that friendship, they do as they like with their friends and everything. Have a system of accountability where you actually look into who their friends are in the first place. They should be able to tell you why this person is a choice of friend. They should be able, you should have a system or a standard on ground for what it is that is allowed in your friendship with this person or with people. So that friendship could be with your as a girl, could be with your gender, right? And then if your children are going to have friends that are not their gender, the boys, what are the standards for your relationship with your friends that are girls? What are the standards of the relationship with your friends that are boys? All right, so what is acceptable? What are the boundaries? What is acceptable? Let your children know what is acceptable in their relationship with your girlfriends, for the girls, what is acceptable with your relationship with the opposite sex. Same thing for your boy child. Let our children know that they are held accountable no matter what. Now, stop having your children go about with the illusion that as young people they are free. Freedom is an illusion. Stop giving it to your children. Make sure that there's always an accountability system. It is the accountability system that jolts your child back into reality when they have to make certain choices. Do you know how many of our children have gotten into cultism because their friends were occultists? Do you know how many of our children have gotten into all kinds of, wrongs, going around and looking for sugar daddy and sugar mommy and everything? I don't know what you like to talk about. I like to talk about everything because I'm working with preteens that are going to be teenagers very soon, right? They're going to be teenagers very soon. And they are going to have friends who will likely influence them negatively if they have not been told or taught how to fortify themselves, to believe in themselves, to put a premium on themselves, to know their self-worth, and of course, to know that they are held accountable. We are holding you accountable. If you don't hold them accountable, they will sit with those friends. They will go to school. They will make decisions. They will come and they will execute those decisions. In fact, sometimes they will tell you about it. But because you don't have an accountability system, because you're not even looking into their friendships, and what is coming out of it, you will just take and swallow everything. Meanwhile, all of the things that these young people are planning is what positions them for danger, positions them, for a lot of, situation that you if you look into, you can save your children from. So these are very critical. A lot of our children have had all those piercing in the navel, piercing in the nose, in the ear, in the everywhere, simply because their friends did. Now, let me put a disclaimer here, okay? If this is part of your values, you pierce 5 here, 5 here, I'm not talking about you. I'm going to talk, every time I'm speaking, I'm going to speak from my experiences. I'm going to speak from my knowledge, my experiences, and my standpoints, all right? And it is your job to take it and put it in your dynamics, all right? Because I've listened to someone before say, oh, in my family, piercing is a thing, all right? And my mother does the piercing and will pierce all her daughters and daughter and grandchildren and all of that. You see, now, it's a value thing. Everything you do, dear parents, everything you teach your children, please take your family or your core values. It is your 10, I mean, after the 10 commandments, after the commandment of God, the next important thing in raising your children are your values and then the environment that you're creating for your children. God, environment, your values. Put these three things together at all times so that at every point, the lesson you are teaching your children and the things that you are using to form your standards and your boundaries and all of that is taking its root from your core values. So that's why you can't raise children without putting in place your values and without passing down these values as a legacy to your children. All right. So, yes, if this is not part of your value, I talk about these things because these are outside my values. And so it's my job to look for every tool, every vehicle, all right, to share or to take this to our children. So we would teach those values in vehicles. Okay. And so part of it is when we talk about how we want to look as a family, when we talk about the premium that we put on our bodies, when we talk about the premium that we put on our self-worth, we're going to put it on a vehicle. And this is part of the vehicle. The fact that your body, as it is physically, right, has got certain things that can't happen on them because you have to continue to go about, dress about, and carry yourself like the royalty that we are. That is part of our core. We carry ourselves as royalty because we have taken it upon ourselves as a family to be exemplary everywhere that we go. And if your child is in the mastermind, the child knows this also, that we have taken it upon ourselves to take it and call ourselves the light. So the children know that they are torch bearers, and everywhere that they go, they shine their light. So when they step into a space, a situation, or a space, then they illuminate that space basically, or they shine, they radiate in that space. So they know that they are a city that is set upon a hill. They cannot be hidden. So, dear parents, who are you? Who are you raising? What is your family? What is your tagline in that family? And yes, what are the beliefs that will come out of who you are? This is what will help your child know their worth, and this is what will help your child not easily swayed by anyone or by anything, because now they know who they are. Now they can put a premium on themselves. Now they know someone is holding them accountable, that it's not about whether the person is there or the person is not there. It's a whole system of beliefs. It's a whole system of beliefs, it's a whole system of conviction, is a whole legacy as a family. Thank you very much for joining me. The information is still scrolling on my screen. If you like your child to join us in the mastermind circle, so there you go. Take a screenshot or take the number and then check also in the comment section or the description on Instagram. Instagram comments, I think we have that on our bio also on Instagram, and then on Facebook and YouTube, just check in the comments. On Facebook, on YouTube, check the description, and you can register and have your child be part of the mastermind circle. Have a fantastic day and a lovely weekend. We'll see you again on Monday when we start, or when we have another question on the How Can I Support My Child series. Bye. Thank you for joining us. Bye. Bye now.